All right, what's up, everybody? It's time for my daily trade recap here for Monday, October 6th, 2025, and I'm finishing the day up $919.72. Took basically 3 trades today. This is basically an add. This is an add-on to this trade. So 3 trades in all, even though it says 4. But yeah, so a good day for me. Took an opening trade on CL that basically bounced and rolled over, and I was able to get out before it rolled over. I accidentally only took 1 contract instead of the 2 that I was supposed to take on that one, so I'll show you that one then in a second. Tried to take a double top reversal on gold, but this is kind of counter trend, so I cut it early because it was one of those that, like, it met my rules. It was a good short setup, but in the I guess to use somebody's words, it was in the wrong context. That we had a strong uptrend on gold, and taking I get a perfect 1 minute double top reversal pattern, but in the grand scheme of the 5 minute chart, we were still uptrending, looking to push higher. So, and I'll kind of go over that once I get to the chart. Then I was able to take a break and retest, and then add on that break and retest with a double bottom continuation, like a micro double bottom, you should say. Basically came back to my entry and then gave me another setup on the way up to target. So if that happens, I'm going to look to add to my position. I feel like I've found I don't have the stats to back this up, but just in the feeling is that if I start a trade, usually within the first, I want to say, 2 minutes of a trade, I can tell if I have, kind of loss management focus or more of a successful trade working out. You kind of get that, you kind of start seeing the probabilities play out. And more than likely, if I'm green on a trade 2 minutes into it, and I'm up, 15 ticks or whatnot, it's probably going to be a nice winner. If I'm down, 10 ticks still, and we're 2 or 3 minutes in the trade, it's probably not going to work out. Just, playing those probabilities. But yeah, enough of me talking here. Nice profit to the day. Nice profit for the week. Let's get into the trades. I'll show you what I did. All right. So we'll first go over here to oil, and I apologize, I don't have this actually set back up to where the trade was. So let me do that quick for you here. Here's the trade right here. Basically, kind of a nothing trade. We come down, we make we blow up here on a high volume. This was kind of news related, so this is kind of an anomaly. It was kind of news related. I forget the actual news. It was just a little blurb that about oil supply and demand. I think it was something about Russia, about a Ukrainian attack on I'm not sure. The facility has to get repaired or something. So comes back in here, comes down, we get this nice push down back into this kind of support area. So I'm watching that there. We get these 2 pin bars here. We get this little fake out for the short right here. You get these you can kind of see what's happening on the 1 minute here. Got this push higher, push lower right here, fake out, moves up higher. Then we get these weak. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the 5 minute candle to show me some lower volume. Okay, like this candle here is showing that it's on the average there, okay? And so is this candle here kind of showing on the average as well. I'm looking for that kind of turnaround bar first. I'm not trying to buy in this big 5 minute death candle, right? Because the idea is that we might come lower here and push the previous day high, which is right here on the 5 minute. So I need to see the 5 minute kind of getting ready to turn or show that some buyers are stepping in. So we get that there. Right here, you can see lower sell volume on the 1 minute, okay, lower volume on the 5 minute as well. Kind of a doji nothing 5 minute bar here too. So I took the long right here as it's basically a fake out to the downside, and I saw this coming back up higher. And I wasn't really married to this thing. It's a quick scalp. I'm looking for, say from 61.60 up to 61.80 with my 20 ticks right there. So that's kind of where my profit target was. Starts moving higher for me here, which is nice to see. But the problem was that it was decreasing volume. We're moving up here, but the volume is not there. It's still not on the 5 minute. So that makes me a little bit weary. Then we get this kind of nothing bar that kind of comes back in. And I basically, once we got up here, we went above this little pivot right here. I moved my stop to break even a little bit prematurely here, kind of following the candles, but went to break even here because I thought once we got to here and we took out that top, it's either going to go or it's coming back in. So I moved to break even a little bit early there. You can kind of see there. But yeah, anyway. So basically nothing to trade. I kind of botched the trade a little bit because I only took the one contract, and that kind of made me feel weird about the trade, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, anyway, enough about that one. That one really doesn't really matter. Break even trade there. Led the trade another day. We'll go over here to gold. Let me get to gold here. Move that out of the way. All right. Here's gold. Here's the one that really matters. So just kind of chopping around here a little bit, making higher. Kind of a downtrend, but nothing really major. In the greater context of things, you can see that gold is in an uptrend here, probably going for 4,000. Okay, it looks like we just hit 4,000 tonight, actually. So that's kind of what I was looking at here. If I go back to where we were, it was right around in here somewhere, right about here, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., right around here. There's 9, okay? So basically, this is what I'm seeing here, okay? And this is the play on the hourly chart right here. So, but anyway, definitely an uptrend on the hourly. You can see that, okay? So when we go back here, okay, I'm marking out the pivots, 5-minute pivots kind of deal. This is what my chart usually looks like, something like this. It's a little bit messier. So I don't really like to do the reviews on this, but anyway, you can kind of see, I like seeing the 5-minute candles. But anyway, we'll use this one just for review sake, because I feel like this is easier to watch. And a lot of people don't like the 5-minute charts. So yeah, anyway, do I have my trades on here? Yes, we do. Okay. So the first trade up here, we have a 1-minute short double top reversal here at the overnight high. So tested it there on high volume, came back in. We come back up again on lower volume, testing it there and making a little bit of a high or equal highs. And then we get this nice bar coming in, high volume on the sell bar there. You see that? Okay. Got high volume on that sell bar. I'll make this a little bit larger so you can see it. Okay. All right. High volume on that selling bar there. We get a nice little fake push back up on low volume again, ending in topping tails. And then I get short at the close of that topping tail right there. And again, not married to this thing. I'm only looking for it back down into this level down here on the 67 area because I'm short at 72.4. 40 ticks on that, like 68.4, somewhere around. So I'm looking like right in here. Okay, probably you would test it down to here, looking for like probably 50 ticks. All right, and just kind of watching this bar by bar. And this bar comes in with high volume and scares me. Just pretty much just flat out scares me because I see this level kind of right in here that we are respecting that level now on high volume. So I chickened out of this trade. Why did I chicken out? Because we are totally in an uptrend now, making higher highs and higher lows. Even when it tried to push down here, it failed to do so, right? We have kind of equal lows right here. Didn't even get back down into this. Didn't even get back down to this pivot down here. So that's telling me that we're pretty bullish on this trade. And the high volume coming in here to bring this back up. So, and this is a high of days. So, that just basically scared me out. Now, had I held that, had I not moved my stop at all, again, I'm in at 72.4. My stop is 74.4. Actually, it's right above the high of this candle right here. Right above the high of this candle. So let's call it 74.8, let's say. The trade would have worked. It would have worked. You can see that there. It would have worked. It would have got down to my area right here, 68.4. Never really got down back into this level down here. But the trade would have worked for a quick scalp. So take that as it may. Again, the 1-minute chart's nice, but in the overall context of the 5-minute, making higher highs, higher lows, the hourly's going up, right? Everything's bullish on gold. So, and gold made a huge run overnight last night too. So anyway, coming down here, I see that this is an area of support right here. We have displacement, we have space right here, okay? We're coming back down and testing this area again into this area here. Now, I had moved this box. When I had this box drawn originally, I had it kind of in this area and basically drawn on the 5-minute candles. You can't really see that on this one here. If I go over to this 5-minute overlay, you'd be able to see how I had it drawn. Okay, you can kind of see it right there. Okay, you can kind of see it there. And that's pretty much how I had it drawn. Okay, And basically I'm looking for a test of this area, and I'm looking for buying volume coming in, okay? And basically I'm looking for a short trap too. So what do we got here in context? We have this right here is a short trap. Anybody that got short right here is going to be taking heat on the 1 minute, right, into the support area, okay? We have lower volume on those short sets. Why is that a short trap? Not only are you trapped here, but it's also on lower volume too. Like that shows me decreasing volume there. You can see my moving average right here. We have these red bars are lower volume than our buying volume. You can see that there, okay? Buying volume is almost meeting the average there, but you can clearly see there's more buying volume on the overall average here. Okay, these small red bars on the 5 minute tell me that there's lack of sellers. I get in on this engulfing candle on the 1 minute here, okay? All right, you can see that there, 70.5. My entry, my stop is 68.5, right? Yep. Okay, be right underneath this pivot right here. I think it might have been 68. I think I adjusted to 68 just to stay underneath the pivot. Okay, we roll up here. Okay, and again, watching it here. This is the key point here. This is working out. Okay, fine. Nothing bar there. Nothing bar there. Might get a little pullback here, so I'm not going to break even just yet. Okay, I want to see it break this up here before I go. I want to get back up to here before I go to break even. Watching it here, this is the key thing for me, watching it bar by bar right here. We have this red candle here, which may, in this trade, I'm looking at it saying, oh, it looks like it might roll over. But if you look at the volume, there's no selling volume in this candle. There's no volume in selling this candle, okay? We get an increase in buyers and sellers here, but it's kind of like a doji bar, okay? So to me, there's decrease in volume here on this pullback. This is resting volume to me. That's what I see. I see this as resting volume. So I set an order to buy another contract. Tried to buy at the high here, but it wasn't working right. So I just did a market buy at the close of this candle. And basically, increase volume there on this bullish candle, getting ready to break the high, pretty much. Okay. And that's basically just exactly what happened. And again, it's a quick trade. Taking it right here at 72.4, and I'm selling here at 75.2. Okay. All right. For 40 ticks right there. Okay. Quick 40 ticks. Okay. Or whatever that is, 30 ticks, I guess you'd say. Right. Okay. Right. Make it a quick 30 ticks there. Or 30, whatever it was. Yeah. Okay. And then riding my second contract here. And basically, I really am looking at it and saying, well, we don't really have anything coming up here until the 4,000 mark, but I can't wait to hold it till there. So I just put it up. I put it up here, just in case we get like some kind of crazy spike. I'll have it up there. That's fine. But realistically, I'm going to be out of this by trailing. I'm going to trail my bar by bar here. I get over 40 ticks on this trade, so I start trailing bar by bar. We get this huge bar right here. So having my stop down here, trailing stop 72.7, when we're all the way up here at 78.2, I don't want to give back 60 ticks of profit on this trade. I don't think anybody would do that, right? So I start, when I get these wide range bars like this, I like to put my stop halfway through them, right? That if it comes back and retraces halfway, I'll be out of this trade. Because the idea is that we have momentum, right? It should not come back halfway. We should just keep going here. And once we get up to here, I start trailing bar by bar on the 1 minute. I start trailing like right underneath the pivot right there. So if on a micro time frame, you'd see the pivots here. I'm just underneath those right there, okay? And I actually take it right here. As we get this kind of move up and coming back in and finishing as a topping tail right there, look at our volume decreasing. You can see the volume decreasing here, okay? We're kind of extended on this move here, due for a pullback into this area, okay? So we're looking for that break and retest of this area. I'm fine with taking my profit here, so I tighten my stop a little bit more, further. You can kind of see if I did the 1 minute bar by bar, it would still get me out right there anyway, so no big deal, no harm, no foul. And then, you can kind of see that's the pullback I saw happening there as the volume decreased. Doesn't mean that it's not going to come back all the way. It might just continue higher. This would have been a nice little entry here off a break and retest right there. You can see that. But I had met my target for the day, so I was kind of done trading for the day. So you can see it kind of moved a little bit higher here. And then, excitement's over for me for the day. And that's basically where I stopped for the day. So, yep. And and that's how I made $919 today. So did it push higher? I didn't actually see the rest of this chart. Let's see. Now we get that steep sell off there back into this area, back into the buying area again. So, yep. Anyway, those are my trades for today. Hope you appreciated that. We'll get back at it tomorrow. And yeah, hope you liked the video. Sorry, it's a little bit longer, but yeah. All right. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Trade well. Bye-bye. Oh, and do that like, comment, subscribe thing that I always say, you know. All right. See ya.